I think it's been about a week since we last had a read. I don't know why. I don't like. Yesterday was a little crazy. It's still a little crazy outside. They finally turned off that Asian music. So and yeah, being locked inside this tiny room with this kind of heat. Oh, I thought that thing was very let's just call it is extremely difficult. It's extremely difficult. So I'm not able to see who's logging on because the camera is very far away from me, but I wish you namaste, welcome. Either you are a cross watcher for Scorpio. We're going to start with the Celtic cross. Like I said, I will not be able to chat with any of you, and so it's this already in top of the description that this is a Scorpio update. We are going to go through, if there is a love connection here, it will pop up. We're going to go through the Celtic cross first and see what Scorpio can expect. Scorpio for me is difficult, so I have to formally detach myself from the read. Om Namah Shivaya. I have to formally detach myself from all Scorpio, from Scorpio's read done today. Om Namah Shivaya. I have to detach myself from the Scorpio reads done today. They are solely to the people who are stumbling by this channel, who are members of this channel, or whenever you see this. It is timeless because there is no such thing as time. Okay, that's an illusion. So whenever you see this, it is done right after the solar eclipse. But the energy or the situation can easily affect you in another dimension. Who knows? So this will be a Celtic cross. You will not be able to ask questions because, well, for first, I can't see. I can't see them. My glasses are still on repair, and even then, you're too far away from me. But you will be able to see me and the cards. So what is going up for all Scorpios now? I feel the energy is, well, I always say that the energy is shifting. So it's getting old to say, oh, the energy is shifting, the energy is shifting. It's, yes, of course it's shifting, it's always shifting. So we are in April, it is spring. What is that, Scorpio? What's going on with Scorpio right now? Show me Great Spirit. Om Namah Shivaya. Show me Great Spirit, the Great Spirit of all. I also ask the higher version of me to assist of giving all the Scorpios, Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if you are a cross watcher, whatever it is that you need to know, that Scorpio might, what kind of path Scorpio is on, will be done during this read. I had to turn off the fan, so, and it's already almost impossible. So doing this inside the room is like being in a sauna. I'm not joking, in one of those sauna from Finland. It's not that extreme, but it's very close. I can't believe how many people can sit in the sauna for that amount of time. And they are winter people, you know. We are winter people. So let's get started. What is going on with Scorpio right now? So we have 4 of coins in reversed. So I'm very happy I got these cards because they give me a good laugh. If the situation is very severe for some reason, the faces on the cards, they make it look like the situation is less severe. So this card basically tells you that Scorpio, you need to hold on to your coin. And I couldn't agree more. I see that after all this time here as a journey person, I still, you know, it's like maybe there are certain impulses you have. Like me, I have certain cravings, and my craving is tarot cards and sugar. It's difficult to control it. Some people have cigarettes or alcohol. I have tarot cards and sugar. Okay. When it becomes so extreme that I look at my stack, my treasure hunting, and I'm like thinking, oh, I have to travel with all this with the airplane. That's when this comes in, because not only are you losing money by you come to another country, you come to the shopping mall, and there are many of us. Both my mother and her mother, they are shopaholic. You know, they can't, you know, if I also see something that is just out of the world, a cool t-shirt or a ring, I'll get it. I'll get it. I never find any kind of technology that I just have to have that new cell phone. No, if it's a ring or a tarot stack. And that craving, it's part of what I believe is the neocortex, the reptilian brain. So when you know that if I go into that shopping mall or if I go into that street, and I've been pretty good with that, being in Bangkok, coming here, just visiting one shop one time, and you come out with the tower. And you need those. You need those money for the dentist, you know. So if you find yourself in a similar situation, tell yourself out loudly, if you agree with me, it ends here. Worst thing, I have 2-3 more decks waiting for me tomorrow. And I feel bad if I don't pick them up. That's, you know, people pleaser kind of situation. So 6 of coins here tells me, okay, there is not an equal give and take. Well, in this situation, if you're losing money, that means you are spending more than you get. You're spending more than you get. Someone here would come in rudely yesterday and say, don't give this woman money. Look, she's buying tarot cards. And I said, dude, the tarot reads we are doing here are for free. The donations that I have, I share with the puppy, okay? And this is my work. Not only here, but we are also starting a school. As soon as we can find an office and, you know, get structure into a place. But at the same time, he did hit a button, and that is, yeah, I pulled it too far. Pulled it too far. It's an addiction. I'm a tarot addict. Have you heard about something so terrible? But think about it like this: like normal women, they would buy new clothes or a new ring. They would live much more fancy than this. They would live in a room with air condition. They would have fancy food every day, or, you know, I have a regular income, but I also have a big debt, right? So even with that big debt, I should be able to, after paying a minimum on the credit card bills, I should be able to live in a room which there is air conditioning. But what do? I'm thinking, oh, 1,000 baht, that's one tarot deck, right? So if you feel you are in a similar situation, it is very obvious in the cards. There need to be a solution. Now it does tell me here, 10 of coins, that there is a part of you that subconsciously find a permission slip that says it is okay for me to do this and this and this and this because I have this much. Now people like me, we failed in math, in junior high, in all kinds of schools, except one course I took when I grew up. Turns out I'm not dyscalculic, but I still have this thing, as soon as something must be organized, you have to be practical and think about practical solution in regards to your money. My brain is shutting down, and the only thing that makes sense to me is looking at the numbers inside the tarot card. That tells me that you know your brain is going down. It's going down, right? Hello, Aaron. It's easy for me to see the blue people from here. So okay, so Scorpio, everything is about money these days. So it's difficult for you to. I think that, you know, I can only speak on my own behalf. I know that a lot of people, they know that many would accuse me probably of thinking that I'm on party every night, I'm buying MDMA, I'm standing on the table with a beer and hurrah. It's the opposite. I'm staying home, drinking soda pops and reading the tarot. This is my life, you know. There are no party here. So still there are people who look at Scorpio in general and says, Scorpio, now it's time for you to help yourself. You can no longer lean on this wall and say, yeah, but it will be all right. Yeah, you need to start planning, organizing, and try to. I thought that tomorrow would be the 19th, all the way till today. I was thinking, or yesterday, I was thinking tomorrow is the 19th. I thought the same thing last week, 1 week ago. I thought today or tomorrow. I've been walking and waiting for the day 19 for 2 weeks. So what is the reason for people being disoriented? When we live, there's only one thing you have to think about, is to take a shower, get your food, brush your teeth, get some clean clothes. You don't have maximum of responsibilities in your life. And I run this channel because I love doing the cards. If I buy all these cards and I have no channel to run, what the fuck am I supposed to do with all the cards for? Do you think I love to stare at these cards alone? And I love telling stories. And the stories I tell you are shown to me by the cards. So in the past here, I get, you know, this is Page of Swords. It can be any a stalker, you stalking someone, but it's this mischief vibration where there is distrust. And recently also we have Scorpio is pretty nervous due to sleep. Because you know, you've been buying too much. You maybe, I don't know what you got other guys, but I know that if I had more control on my impulses, I would probably have a nice Apple computer a long time ago now, which I need. If I'm gonna get a specific work done, or opening up the business, I will need that. So officially, hoarding all these cards, it's coming to an end this month. That means I will not stop. That's like saying if you're an alcoholic or cigarette, today I will stop. Some people, it worked first. Saying like, okay, let's take a break. Let's take a break. And get maybe one stack, no more than you can carry, right? And if you want to invest, for God's sake, don't invest in books and tarot cards unless you are going to keep the tarot cards inside the plastic. I'm going to also go entrepreneur on you. If you keep a special edition book, card, action figure, if you are one of those childish people who love to play with toys, yeah, I still purchase a plush doll from Star Wars. I don't care. I don't care if people think I'm childish, but if you want it to keep its value, don't take it out of the plastic. That goes also for the tarot card. If I didn't touch them, like especially I have David Bowie. So you have everyone who loves tarot cards and everyone who loves David Bowie. In 10 to 20 years time, you still have that box and it's still inside the plastic. You can imagine for yourself the value. Okay? So think a little bit where you are putting money in. Now I will soon celebrate because my son is moving into Capricorn. It's on the cusp right now, tilting mostly in the energy of Sagittarius, but within this year it's going to stand pure in Capricorn. And when Scorpios move into Capricorn, that is when you start to think, fuck, the entirety of this mountain here on my bed, that's a pretty good telephone or a computer or the beginning of a car or whatever, right? So, let's all put a stop to the craving, okay? Never tell yourself you're going to try. Tell yourself, I am putting a stop. I'm putting an end to this madness right now. This is madness. If I'm not, if I had an office, then okay. If this was my full-time living, then okay. But it's not. I travel, for God's sake, right? So if you travel, are you bringing your stationary computer with you? Or are you bringing the laptop? So, like up here we have a bunch of frogs with 501s, which implies that there is a conflict here. Okay, conflict with who? Conflict with someone else? Are you in conflict with someone else? Personally, I feel the conflict is inside, but this card tells me that asking someone for some practical advice, this girl, I have Venus in Virgo, but my sense of organizing, it strictly goes to the tarot cards. They are always somehow organized in one way or another. I don't mix the cards in purpose. They are always inside the box and they're always safe and sound because they have a meaning to me, right? Now, can we do the same thing with money and the currency, And in order to start, I'm going to tilt a little bit on Capricorn now. When Scorpio moves into Sagittarius, that's progressive. The sun is in each sign for 30 years. So whenever you're born within the sign, if you're born very early in Scorpio, it's going to take 30 years before you reach Sagittarius, and you will learn from Sagittarius. You will be very Sagittarian-like in the energy. You will perhaps be more loose, like not so uptight, okay? And so you will travel. There you go. Gypsy is on the travel. You will be more mutable, more flexible. You will be more easygoing. You will be more fun to be around. You will open up. And after 30 years, Scorpio have learned. You will get your certificate from the universe. Now you know how it's like to be Sagittarius. Now it's time for you, because Sagittarius, they don't care about money. Yeah, I will kill them downstairs later. Now, it's like at least it's 5 o'clock. Would you please just? I wish I could just. How would they feel? You know, you own a guest house. How would they feel if I put on death metal all day? You know, because I like death metal. It's my guest house. Sepultura, yeah. Napalm Death, come on. Some trash metal, Metallica, Megadeth. I love it, huh? Well, it's my guest house. You just have to endure it. Yeah, it's a water festival, so but it happens sometimes. I have to. If I just could turn it down just a little bit, because I hate to say it, but that music is extremely ugly to my ears. I don't like to call things ugly, but this music is really ugly. Okay, now I said it out loud. Forgive me. Yeah, as you can understand, after a few days, you become very irritated and you're like, fuck off. Okay, so let's move on to the actual read. We have the King of Swords here in reverse outside your jurisdiction. So that basically is someone outside of you. They could be close to you, but you know, inner circle. We have an inner circle. That means they can be in your inner circle. However, I never quite understood. I see this as someone who are. It's not your boyfriend. It's not necessarily someone that you are very close to, but you are close to them in a matter. It's someone that you're dealing with, basically. It could be someone when, you know, while you're doing the dishes, they're standing outside the window and they look inside, and this is someone you have to deal with on a you know, when you are at work. Is it someone you constantly have a connection to? Okay. So they're always around you somehow, but they're not necessarily someone you have here. It's not your child. The child is shown in the inner circle, right? So you have someone here. It's a pretty cool picture. It's the Aquarius, right? So it's the King of Swords. Someone around you is saying malicious things about you. Now I am fortunate because I have them. They come over here to the channel and will tell every one of you that I'm scamming you. So I know who they are. And they actually hate it that you guys don't care about what people say. One of them also would come on and say that don't give this money, don't give money to this woman because she's a prostitute. Now I can document all the donations that have gone to the dog, and they are not thousands of crowns, you know. It's a humble small donation, right? And I keep most of the donation as a security for the situation I'm in, right? I don't give out all, and so nor shouldn't you. But each month I feed a puppy, and now this time some of the donation will go to the bats in Australia. Okay, So I'm going to put up a picture of the puppy, and if, let's say, 5 people are saying, show me proof that you're actually giving money to this puppy, I will show you proof if that's what you need, you know, if you it's that important, okay? But the thing is that when I send money through PayPal, other people I sent money to, and these things, you kind of are looking into privacy, right? So I would ask the people who receive the money, just show me or something in that direction. But should it really be, I mean, you've been with me all this time. Why should you be in doubt? You've seen pictures of me rescue the puppy. There are videos out there where I show you pictures of these stacks of food that I'm buying to Mishka. That's all my own money, right? So when people come and they tell you that, they will tell to everyone that this woman are taking money for sex, for her own gain, after you spend all this money on, you know, you can't take it personal. You can't take it personal. But what I do know is that I can tell you this much, that the person that was here yesterday tried to question some of the donation given to me. He's not purely human. He comes in human form, but after doing some research on demonology, and I told my friends this is going to sound fucking crazy. I talked to some other people who've been dealing with extreme narcissistic people, and they said the same thing to me. And this specific energy contains something called incubi. And when they lose one of their, I'm not a victim, I never call myself a victim, but I've been in the grip of this person. And when I'm like managed to get free of that grip, they will follow you probably for the rest of your life or their life. And try to, and I have more than one. If they have Scorpio in their sign, you can be guaranteed that they will follow you for the rest of your life. Maybe even after you are dead, you are at the risk. So the only thing you can do is to keep your frequency high. And you also see, it doesn't get to me, but it's interesting for me to ask them questions like, if I scam you, how can I scam you if you ask me a question to pull you a card and I'm telling you what this card means and you don't pay any money for it? In what way, like yesterday I asked this person, is that a scam? Because you don't know how to read the card. You haven't studied tarot card every day for 5 years, so you ask me, what is the meaning of this card? Regarding that question, and I tell you the meaning, how can that be a scam? Now, whether you want to believe in it or not, that's a completely different question. Okay? So, I noticed that the reality now is changing. Things that we used to think of as imagination, sorcery, something that was unreal. I'm now looking at people who are square, who are into the mainstream society, and what I see are people who are very poor. They live a poor life, they are depressed, they are bored because they don't have any magic in their life. Even if the magic is bad, it's a little bit exciting to know that, oh, there are ghosts out there, and they are real, you know? And it's not very magic either. For those of you who are into science, you know that it's very often a vibrational echo for those who were in that spot, repeating their energies for a long, long time. There is an echo. But we think of echo as something we throw out in the mountains, okay? So there is this overthinking here, 5 of Swords. And it's coming up on your read, Scorpio, as if you are see if I can see. Yeah, this is very true, Aaron. This is very true. The people I'm referring to, one of them is not Scorpio, but Taurus. So this, I'm gonna get you. I have the will to get you. I'm gonna get you. I have enough willpower to get you. Another one, actually, clusters of them are Scorpio themselves. So they don't mind to waste their life, and they have wasted their life. They have no either control over their own finances, or they have zero finances. They are from a third world country, one of them, but someone else are from countries who are less in riches, like Norway, and so they would persecute me as a witch. But the prostitute one is the first time. Like they would start creating rumors about that, even when some of these people would know it's not true. So what you actually are doing is first you prosecute someone, and then you're not just sinking down to the level you claim they are on, but you are also sinking further down. Why? Because you are also creating a false or deceptive image of that person based on the knowledge that you possess, which is that what you say is untrue. So 5 of Swords here are, there could be people in your life that are lying to you, that are playing games with you. It could be you overthinking, it could be you being stressed out because of this Aquarian energy here. I know one person, he's not Aquarian, but he's got Venus in Aquarius. I'm not talking about you, Aaron. I'm talking with someone who's actually got the same moon as you got, and he's got the same Venus as you got. So he's got this obsession with controlling everything, but this is representative of just an energy, and it's not necessarily accurate. It's accurate, but it can represent several people also. Now, because of this energy is afflicting you, you can get that energy which is shown here. Because you are under distress, like me also, I realized that, holy fuck, I need to carry all this stuff home, and today as we speak I can barely afford a drink because the banks are closed, so I can't go and find a new supplement, right? When that said, going to the hospital with my back, I've got scoliosis, is extremely expensive. So I think like 50% of the what I pick out from my money is going to that also. So I'm trying not to be hard on myself and saying, okay, at least it's not cigarettes, so this is not alcohol. So say stop now and forgive yourself. Even if it is cigarettes, even if it's alcohol, say stop, or try to smoke 1 cigarette less, day by day by day by day by day. But if you try, it's the same thing as failing, okay? So, what is in your fear? Yeah, so you are Scorpio here, as you can see with the 9 here of cups, is basically have some fear of moving out of the comfort zone, which is okay, but because truth to be told, you don't need to go out of the comfort zone very much if you learn to be a true, real manifester. If you are a real manifester, I starting to become, not to brag, but start to figure it out. Doing some, whatever works for you, you figure out, do your own stuff, make your own reality, right? And so this thing with people telling you to get out of your comfort zone is not necessarily true, but you have to stretch your comfort zone. You have to expand yourself a little bit. So what you used to think was uncomfortable for you before, maybe once upon a time you couldn't stand eating fish, but today you like eating fish. Today is within your comfort zone, and if you can say that, I hate exercising, but I love to dance. Do you see the contradiction? Okay, so put on the music that you love the most. Make a playlist that you love the most. Go out, dance. Well, you're exercising, and you're doing it without moving yourself out of your comfort zone. You are creating a stronger comfort zone that is more, have less limits. So Scorpio, there are news coming in for you. Okay, what is this? Caballero de Cruz. No. Oros. Sorry. Caballero de Oros. So yeah, that's nice. By the way, yeah, that's for some reason I buy my cards in Spain, so they are in Spanish. But I come here and they are still in Spanish. It's kind of freaky, strange. So the thing is that this is. Now you see, I'm a cartoonist, and these drawings, Caballero de Oros is, I'm struggling to find the English word, it's the Knight of Coins. This is a knight. This really, Ice Age? Yeah, Ice Age, that's what I get. So this is Caballero de Oros. In India, this is called the Varaha. And we have a move that, let's say if you are in a concert and you have this Varaha style, you do this Varaha move, you go down and you get to the front of the stage basically by doing the Varaha. That's what I taught. So the Caballero de Oros, basically what he's saying here, he's coming out in reverse. If there is someone in your life and you expect them to commit to you, the answer is no. And they might tell you that. By the way, we might need to talk. That is for those of you who are in a love connection, they will not commit. Now some news are coming in here, or this is travel, very often travel by air. In my case, yes, I'm working on it. From my side, it's not possible to commit because I teleport. One day I'm in Spain, another day I'm in India, another day I'm in Thailand, or in Laos, or in Portugal, or in Norway. How the hell do someone like that commit or marry or it's just crazy, right? And also certain people, what I've done here, building up a library of tarot cards in only one travel, only in 6 months, I managed to build up a tiny library, like a big shelf filled with cards. That's pretty well done, right? It is a commitment. Why? Well, think about it. If I'm going to travel with all this home, I have one choice or two choices. Leave them or just take a few of them. So I'm going to India now. This means that all my stuff is going to be left Thailand. So this is something for all of Scorpio to think about. I have Rahu in Scorpio. I don't know where you have Rahu, but that means Ketu is in Taurus. So when Ketu come into this life, he's coming in with this knowledge and baggage of stuff. Like, so many people, they call me Lakshmi because I tend to suck to me. I'm a magnet on stuff. Oh, I want that ring, and the ring will come. Oh, I want those awesome shoes, or those awesome shoes will come. Oh, I want a drink, I want to stand by the pool. If I want that, okay, it will come. And it's not necessarily always that I'm in need of the money, it just happens, right? And so, wow, some of you are saying no maybe to one person because you already have your eyes on someone else. This is 2 rabbits, engagement, 2 rabbits. What happens then? What is 2 rabbits times, no, what is 1 rabbit times 1 rabbit? No, better. What is 1 rabbit plus 1 rabbit? That is many rabbits equals many rabbits. Okay, it's a terrible joke, but I'm born in the year of the rabbit, so I managed to escape the phenomena of producing many baby rabbits. But you guys, some of you are in danger of getting knocked off right now. So it's been through this entire year. I've seen many Scorpios and many other signs, Virgo in specific, getting knocked off. Some of you are or will. There are a lot of Scorpios now, a lot of people in general who wants justice, and we, sometimes we are not always aware of things that we do or say which is rude or very wrong towards someone else, okay? And then this someone else can be very angry. So my friend that was in here yesterday, he showed his oriental temper towards someone who threw a bucket of water on him. And I said, I'm not necessarily agree with being aggressive, although I have temper. So I did see myself in him. He responded exactly how I responded to someone else, because our telephones nearly shut down. Now he is also in a case, and then I met several other people who are in the same case. I've had clients, I've had friends, and for some reason this thing regarding who's got the most right to be with your child, you or the daddy, is a big thing now. So the problem with the court case is that court cases, everything is under the rule of the planet Saturn. So the moment you move your possible pale ass into that system of that court, you are under the jurisdiction of Saturn, the black cube. Why do you think all the big organizations call themselves or have the references to Saturn? Lord of the Rings, 2 Towers, all that is Rosicrucian, but I don't know if Saturn has an eye. Yeah, it has. Some say it does. about you guys? Isn't that a horrible, nasty kind of music? Or am I evil, cruel? Am I evil? It's like, okay, so King of Wands here. Some of you could have a Leo energy on its way, and with this Leo energy, like a fire sign, okay? Let's put it like that. This Leo will tell you that there is some kind of unfinished business here with the World card. What is coming next is that if you do as I say, like, and I have to do the same as you guys, okay? Although I detached myself from the read, so I don't have to do another spell of the outcome. Yes, it's that dripping here. I can't believe I'm still alive. I've thought many times I will not wake up tonight. No. 9 of coins, people, 9 of coins, but also do not drop your burdens too soon. If you have to walk a little bit extra, walk a little bit extra. Some of you also have a lover coming in. So we have the lovers here, and you have 2 of cups. Some of you will get engaged. Someone could have trouble moving on. You could be dealing with an emperor. That could be someone who are holding you back, who wants to move on. Someone within the establishment. They are preventing you from manifesting something new, so which means that you have to increase, in that case, your frequency. Because if you have as much as 1% doubt when you're going to manifest something, like I cannot manifest a blue orb here in front of you because I'm brainwashed into thinking that is not possible. Also, because actually that's funny because she's holding a blue orb right here. So I can manifest the blue orb, but none of you will be able to see it because not only are we brainwashed, but our DNA or how we are constructed by the gods who came from the sky, we are limited. And why did they limit us? Well, they didn't want, you know, if you have, let's say, because we are more than just cattle. We are more than just cattle. We are more than just food for someone else. For those of you who are still fully attached to the matrix. I'm like partially attached to the matrix, but I'm staying away by staying in this room, and I don't engage too much in things that will attach me to the matrix, which are usually other people. I saw one guy, I met one guy, he purchased me a drink, you know, and I thought, okay, that's nice. But sticking to that, he was, basically his head was almost shaped like a square, like that was the basic foundation of all his way of thinking, and he was a nightmare to be around. He was very kind and polite, he didn't do me anything wrong, but the vibration he was sending out made me think that this person is 110% under the influence of the archons. He had no sense of humor, nothing is funny. He could look like someone like, you know, Breaking Bad. You know, that this guy in Breaking Bad, he looks really boring. He looks like, who is a boring chemical professor. But that dark energy, so we are now going to have a look at your Zodiac houses and see what's going on in your houses and check your finances and your career. We can also find travel. We're going to use the Babiani tarot, and I never ever, we have never ever used this. Never ever. blame me for buying a deck of tarot cards when I'm like this. And I see the tarot cards and I'm like, for me, getting a deck of tarot, even if it's ugly, as long as I can read the card, I know that this is this is the Queen of Swords. I can see that. If the drawing is ugly, I don't care. It's a new deck, So for me, it's a drug. And that tells me that I still have some natural receptors in my brain that can make me very happy. All I need is a deck of new tarot cards. I go to festivals, I go out, I can't even drink beer, alcohol. I can't do like people here. They smoke weed from early in the morning to late in the evening, and they're completely baked. And for some reason, they find it entertaining. Am I getting old, guys? I'm getting old. Yeah, I'm getting old. Getting old. So this girl, I am a fifth houser. All my planets are in fifth house, the important planets. So that's the planet of fun, having fun. And in order for me to have fun, I think I will have to eat maybe a pile of mushrooms and then go to the carnival where you have roller coasters. For me, that I need to do something extreme to have fun. Drinking alcohol, smoking weed, and getting drowsy. Why is that fun? And you're standing on the wrist, getting robbed, raped, beaten up. What the hell? At some point, you're gonna find it boring. I found it interesting when I was 14 to get drunk. But this happened to many stars. This happened to Russell Brand. At some point, all the women, all the coke in the world, nothing made him happy anymore. Nothing. And so at some point, you need to find something that no matter how many times you go up to the mountains, to that little cabin, you will always find your peace there. That can never grow old. But if you live there, you might take it for granted, and then it's time for you to take a vacation by the sea, isn't it? Okay, give me one more shuffle for the sign of Scorpios. Show me what Scorpio need to know. So I managed to curl some of the cards here. What is it that Scorpio need to know in their house placements? Is that Scorpio need to know now regarding their house placement? What is it that Scorpio need to know now? Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. This is that Scorpio needs to know. Om Namah Shivaya. I don't know how much you hear of that music downstairs, but I'm turning into a psychopathic killer soon. Yeah. But as people, my darling friends and brothers and sisters, if we are going to tolerate the matrix, we also need to be tolerant people, okay? We need to tolerate that not all of us will like the music you like. Not all of us, some people have been intolerant towards me wearing too many rings. I have too much mascara or this Egyptian style eyeliner. I wear too much black. And so the question is, why would I ruin your day? Is it ruin your day that I look like this? You don't have to look like this. It's really strange that we impose on others and try to change other people, how they look, what music they listen to. We need to tolerate that we don't like the same things, The problem is that when you see someone else being abused or harmed because of someone else's intolerance. Now you see within narcissism, my favorite word, you know how I feel about that word, but let's just take it simple now. One of their big problems, or OCD, they have OCD, is that they need to have control over everything, which is very difficult because what is outside of you is nothing you can control at all, right? So they need to control their victims, they need to control absolutely, even if it's the way I've experienced this, even from random people who clearly have narcissism kind of part of their personality. They would come out, why are you holding your little finger like that? Like this is a big deal. It's the little finger. So how can you make my little finger, which barely have anything to do with my hand, it doesn't do much. Why are you making this into a big deal? Right? So me, you, this music, there's nothing I can do about it, But what I can do is to be more kind to myself, stop this madness, okay, investigate, use more of the cards I already have, it's going to take weeks before I grow weary of them, right? So use them, have fun with this you already have, set your limits. But also, instead of being intolerable, not tolerate this music, tell yourself, that at some point of this day, it's going to be quiet. It's going to be quiet all over the house for 12 hours minimum. They are going to stop and you're going to enjoy the silence. And at the same time, try to be happy on their behalf. Listen, they're laughing, they're having fun. That means, what does that mean? It means that me as an individual clearly have managed to separate myself from lower vibrational energies. Wherever I was before, weeks ago, had lower vibrations than this place. Not because it's water and a water festival all the time, but these people have a higher vibration. This place have a higher vibration. Wherever I am, have a higher vibration. Is it because it's beside the monastery? I don't know. But for some reason, I managed to move myself from a place that have low vibration, that made me depressed, into being inside this small room and still keep my vibrations high. Not all the time, but most of the time. Okay, so this is just something to think about, that sometimes the first thing of being a tolerant person is for you to accept. They are not killing babies down there. They are dancing and they are throwing water at each other. That's the worst crime they are doing. So be happy on their behalf. Okay, Scorpio, we are going to have a look into your first house. You have 7 of coins. So try to look at these house positions. I don't pull this, I don't put them in a circle, it confuses me. First house is your ascendant, and it advises you now to put your money, invest your money in something that is clever. Putting your money in gold is more clever than putting them in tarot cards. If we're talking about investment, okay? Property is always something we know. So this read have been a lot about money, very little about love, but tells you basically that save the coins you have now. I have pretty much those 4 of coins in that picture. It's like I'm gonna need all 4 of them. Those 4 gold things. It's pretty much a good description of my situation right now. And so I take those 4 of coins. I don't go and pick up the mushroom tarot cards, although it's mushroom tarot cards. I don't pick them up. And I keep the money here because situation when you are out traveling, or situations today in days like this, there are many things, rules changing all the time. Okay? So Scorpio, take care of your coins. No, I never really knew what this is the picture of, because I'm thinking this is the lovers. It looks like he's getting a BJ. Okay, so there are two men in love. There are no cups in this big. So this is a beautiful, old-fashioned gay love. Yeah, there will be a movie here. A queer guy falling in love with a fallen angel who also turned out to be queer. It's like, if you want to write the book, I promise to read it. Yeah. Yeah. So, the love is in your second house. To be honest with you, that could mean that for those of you who have a lover or have a lover on its way to you, it could be a possessive lover. Okay, so if they have Venus in Taurus, Scorpio and Taurus, we are possessive. Leo is possessive. I don't know about Aquarius because Aquarius is fixed. They have Saturn. It can be, I don't know if you want to pick a guess. As Aquarius, we have one Aquarius here. I would say that maybe you are possessive when it comes to technology, like my father, but he's got Taurus moon also, so but when it comes to love, Taurus is possessive. When it comes to Scorpio, we are possessive. Okay? We want to possess the one we love. We don't want to share him with other people, which is natural. But what Scorpio need to learn is that look your lover in the eye and say, you can do whatever you want as long as you don't rub your genitals towards someone else. You know, everything that has to do with sex, either it's oral, fellatio, all kinds of, I don't know if I'm even allowed to say these words. You know, if you have that agreement for a Scorpio, that's cool enough. You know, you don't make out with someone else. You don't have a romantic relationship with someone else. When it comes to the romantic part and the sexual part, you are exclusive to me, as I must be exclusive to you. And I want your love, and you will have mine. Now, if it is friends with benefits, that's not really a Scorpio thing, but if you find yourself in that situation, it will be up to you and your friend where you set your limits. Some people are into plastic toys and having a third partner and into orgies. That's not my field. So if you ask me, can you do, I actually did a threesome read once. A girl, she came to me, she had a boyfriend, and she found out that she was in love with her friend, which was a girl, and there was this strange vibe between the three of them. And it turns out, and she asked me, could it be possible that my boyfriend have me and my girlfriend as that he have two girlfriends? And so I did that read. But it didn't go well. It didn't go well. It turned into a jealousy drama, and it turned out that he had more romantic feelings for her friend than he had for her, and so it ended up she being kind of left out. So the question is, are you ready? Because when you are ascending to dimensions like 6 dimensions, 7 dimensions, like these kind of things, There are no such things as having one partner, and children are being conceived not by rubbing genitals, they are being conceived by rubbing energies towards each other. I'm not sure how to explain that. So at least this is in your second house. There could be a lover who is taking possession of your possessions. That's also one way of seeing this. Okay, let's move on to the third house. So, wow, okay, so that's really awesome for those of you who like Game of Thrones, House of Dragons. This is your third house. So we have Piscean Knight coming in here, and the Knight is a big black dragon. So, it's coming out in reversed. So, third house here is all about knowledge. It's all about communication. For those of you who have a strong third house, who likes to talk a lot. This is Piscean energy, and so I'm sorry for all of those of you who are Piscean. I myself, I'm on the Piscean second decanate, so I can tell you that people with strong Piscean, I will kill them later. Relax. I have 2 swords, 2 nunchakos. Listen to that. People are actually listening to this, and they are like, I think I need mushrooms right now. Maybe I will handle it from a different. It's like, what the fuck? Are you 5 years old? Seriously, do you listen to this music? Okay, I'm tolerant, but I'm also in deep shock. Can you please let me? This needs to stop. It's soon 6 o'clock, for God's sake. For God's sake. And this is a guest house. This is a guest house. And not all people on the guest house are Asian. Okay. I don't know if you can hear me properly, but I'll raise my voice and I'll tell you this much. As long as there is Piscean energy involved, and the vibration or the frequency is low, that means that you are dealing possibly with deception. So if someone is coming toward you, think if you could use that guitar solo, and you know, the guitarist in Children of Bodom recently died. Just see, you know, you can play the guitar. Why are you using your guitar for this kind of music? Have you fucking lost your mind? Okay, I used to run a rock magazine, so this is not a rock magazine. Okay, so the thing is, if you are dealing with a knight, if you're dealing with someone who are trying to cuckoo you, is that what they say? Cuckoo you, who are yeah. Don't trust it. Let's put it like that. Don't trust it. If you have questions, so far we've seen 2 knights. One will be honest with you and say, I'm not interested in any commitment. That could be you who are not interested in commitment. There is someone else here. They just want to get laid. They want to cuddle. Okay? I've already seen them around here, and they come in all shapes and colors, some to your liking and some less to your liking, like with square heads with the creepy vibration. Interesting. In the 4th house here, you have the moon. beautiful, beautiful moon, and which is interesting because the fourth house is the moon. This is family relations, and so some of you, if you go home now and meditate, I don't know if any of you are familiar with a construct called quantum jumping. That is to literally quantum jump and jump in between the different timelines to connect with other parallel versions of you. When the moon is placed like that in the fourth house, I'd go as far as say that it's the perfect time now to go home, in being your own, because it's about safe space. It's about having people around you. Thank you, who are people around you that makes you feel safe. Okay, so don't bring this snake into your house. Okay, don't bring it. Because when people lie, no matter how convincing they are, the Hollywood actors, they are convincing because they are stepping into that energy and they become that actor. The best Hollywood actors. And I studied drama and I know how it works. It is risky. I tell you, it's very risky. So if you want to impersonate someone who have it all, impersonate someone with high vibration. No one can deny you to impersonate someone or to copy someone's methods, a scripture. You know, how do the rich people sit? You know, how people of power, people who of intelligence, they have specific way they sit. You see the masculine guy who are in his own masculine power, he will sit with his arm towards you like this. People who are insecure, now you are asking me uncomfortable things, I don't trust you. It is so easy that it actually shows, it shocks me to see how easy people are giving themselves out by body language. You know, so when you can't trust someone, it's because they probably have too much attention to you. Their eyes, they are almost, they want something from you. Okay? So if we are a little cocky, we think, oh, he thinks I'm so sexy. Well, what if it's a woman? She clearly wants something from you. And it's, you know, or someone of your own sex and it's nothing sexual, but they want something from you. And they keep kissing your ass. Oh my God, you look so gorgeous, blah, blah, blah. The body language will tell them what they want from you. And in this situation, you become quiet. And the silence, after some time, maybe they will have some cardinal energy and they will take you somewhere. If this is someone you know maybe a little bit, or yeah, I had one encountering like this week, but he wasn't giving me this. We were just, you know, small talking. We meet people, we small talk, we meet them again. Oh, hey, there you are, how are things going, right? In this energy. His eyes, his face would give him out, but his body language said that yeah, I'm not sure I should say that out loud, but that's probably why I felt creepy, why I felt he was creepy. It was because what he wanted from me, he didn't, neither he body language or his facial expression, he had a dark facial expression, would give out what he really wanted from me. Okay? But usually a man in that age, what does he want from a woman? Right? So I made sure that there was always a specific distance between us. But I felt this felt like this at the thought of getting too close to him. And I think that is the signals that give them out. Okay, so I'll be done with that now. You have, well, that's a very strange way of showing 10 of Cups, because it looks like the Tower, but it's not the Tower, it's 10 of Cups. So you managed to build yourself a tower, and it's this is a fortress, and it's standing, it has an awesome fundament. You managed to build yourself a great security prison. So when it's placed in the 5th house, I see maybe that for some of you who have children, maybe go get Lego or go get something that you and the child build together. You build something with your child and do it together with the child. That's the first thing that hits me, because not being able to see my own child as much as I have wanted in this life, I miss almost 7 years of my daughter's life, where a complete stranger do this. You're not welcome here. And because of the Norwegian system is what it is, everyone say Norway is such a great country, they have been able to do this, because I did fight back, but I realized if I'm going to fight back deeply into this, I will have to get involved with, okay, this is going to sound crazy, but Archon energy. Okay, so say no more. So I said that, okay, as long as she got nice clothes and these people are good to my daughter, the Archon energy will nourish itself on the battle between me and these people, and it will expand, and they can even have as much power as saying, okay, if I out my ex, tell things about my ex, they will have the capacity to go in and say, okay, your child will live no longer with neither these people or these people, and you can get greater difficulties to see your own child. So the reason I say this with the 5th house is that you have a child, they grow up extremely quick. So if you have a child now who is 4 years old, 10 years old, give your life to that child, and let the weekend, Saturday, if I could do it all over again, I'd give more of my focus. I've been out of focus my entire life. When I had the baby, I was also like exhausted after some hours when we're screaming and giving boob and all this, like, oh, it's your turn. Today I regret these things. And I would give everything, what I can give, to go back into when she's 10 years old, and we can go and we can build a fort. But it also tells you that you also need to play with yourself. Yes, I know that sounds really bad, but collect toys. What was it that excited you as a child? Maybe it will excite you if you see that specific toy that excited you as a child. Maybe by getting this toy back, I'm excited by certain dolls that I used to keep, by the magazines, the comics that I used to keep. I still keep them. They still excite me. And if I see a figure of aliens or Predator and these kinds of things, they still excite me. I'm like, cool, just like a child. So the only problem is space, because in the end of the day, You want to have as little responsibility as possible, because if your mind is in this control mode all the time, you will be in Nine of Swords. If you have less responsibility, you don't need to fix something on your house. There will always be something that, I'm sure there was something, but I forget what it was. You will never be able to relax as I am doing right now. I relax because, I have a bunch of tarot cards I'm responsible for. Well, in worst case scenario, I could set them on fire. It won't happen, but I can. So regarding your work, you need to take a good look at yourself. Okay, so you have 2 of Cups here, which could be romantic. Something romantic happening at your work. It is also enemies. But in this case, instead of 2 of Cups, she is showing her other side, maybe her dark side, her alternative side, by reflecting herself in the water. So either if you have a business, the card says, it kind of says it's okay for you to get to work with these people. Like I told you, I recently met some people. I'm not saying I'm going to work with these people 100 times. We live in different countries, but share some few projects together is a green light for me. As you can see here, there's the entire card is green. It's green light if you want to work with this person or someone or in that. We also have here, wow, this is interesting. It's someone royal, that's for sure. It should be King of Wands, but it doesn't make any sense. But it doesn't look like King of Wands at all, but it looks like King of Wands. Anyway, the energy is royal, it's warm. If it could be a romantic encounter with a fire sign that some of you have. It could also be that many of you now have this wonderful aura where you are like a ray of sun and you get easily attention because you feel so good, I feel so fine, yeah, I'm like this. That you will attract a specific person who also are on the same vibration as you. So let's see on the 8th house here, it's dark. It's 5 of coins. Some of you now feel very lonely. You might feel left out and be cold. You might feel that people do not see who you truly are. I also get that many of you are victims of slandering, people talking ill about you. And that because of the energy that we are now, I see dozens of people each week. They come out on YouTube and they talk openly about why they choose to be alone. Because if you are around someone who have a lower vibration and lower frequency than you have, you want to lower your, because they are not capable of seeing what is on top of the tree if they themselves are crawling around the roots. They will not see that on top of the tree you have a hawk. They also have a hawk, but you are almost in the branches where you are about to reach that hawk. They are not. And so at some point you realize that being around these people they will only say, hey, come down here by the roots and play with us and have fun. When you are almost all the way up and emerging with your higher self to be that hawk, that where your lower self, which is the reflection in the water here, the lower self and the higher self are merging as one. And that is your mission right now. Another mission is to always be aligned with the Force. The Force may be with you. My young Padawan is the real thing. He's inspired by the Vedas. Padma and Padme and all these things is actual names. and titles that you can find by studying, by reading Vedic stories and all that stuff, okay? So the fourth is just another word for God or Prada or key, okay? So you rather want to be alone. It's better for you to be alone and merge with your higher self. You can have around you animals and plants and trees. But if you have people around you who are disturbing your mission, which is to, elevate the vibrations on earth, if they are disturbing that kind of mission for you, then you cannot have these people around you too much. If you feel like I have to, this summer, I simply did not go to my brother-in-law. I didn't go to him. Because the 2-3 other times I've been with him, he's been mocking me in a manner that basically saying many hurtful things to me in areas where you do your best and pointing out things where your health, he don't know the entire story about my health, and there are certain things that you not have the opportunity to do it because of the situation you're in, and then people come from outside and they start harass you. And so I thought, going to my brother-in-law makes me uncomfortable. Even if my daughter is there, I will not go there. I will not give him, because I'm not going to give him the permission to push me out of alignment. So, of course, it's a battle. But when my family learned about how much he had been slamming me, they screamed and yelled at him because they know about my situation and the way he had portrayed me like some kind of monster. It's not true. They know me, especially my aunt. She says, "You will always be my little Netta," and to her, little Netta is this little baby with white hair standing in all directions and big blue eyes. And she says, no matter how black you look and how scary you look, I know you are an actor, you love being dramatic, but for me you will always be little Netta, that little baby, blobby baby with that big white hair standing in all directions. So when people hurt me, she will be very protective of me, So with 5 of coins, it tells me that some of you have reached also rock bottom, and that something extremely wonderful are on its way to you. Because remember, you are abundant. 5th house showing me here 10 of coins. 2 times now you show me 10 of coins in the correct manner. Now I don't know what kind of a goofy thing this is. I don't know what it is. Okay, it's clearly a page or some kind of massage device. It's in reverse. I see 2 legs. It's look like Salvador Dali's been on mushrooms and acid and LSD and all things and tried to draw this thing. That's what this is. But that means the good I haven't done my reading probably, but it's a royal card. Clearly, I'm not sure either. To be honest with you, I'm not sure. But look at this device. It's like, what the fuck is it? Let me get my glass there. Let's see if we can see something I normally don't see. I see an eye. I see a red stone. I see that it is sitting like this. Maybe like it's uncomfortable, okay? And it's it is for sure an entity. Ah, now I see it. Okay, now I see it. It has its head like this. Okay? It keeps its head like this. And it's like this big antenna coming out of its head. It's a really spaced out card. I'll give him that. It says antenna or like what you... And in that, on top of his head, there is this red stone. For me, that red stone in the end of his tentacle out there is your pineal gland. And it's about traveling. So there's something here. He's got the universe. It's like he landed. Many of you might feel that you are complete strangers in a world that you don't belong here. What I see here is an alien who failed at something, who are very uncomfortable. You can take screenshots and study it closer. He's uncomfortable. He's not in a place where he wants to be. You can see here, you can actually see the head. It's leaning towards his knees, which are here. Okay, so for those of you, because this is placed in 9th house, which is about higher learning, that's Jupiter, okay? And so it's also in reverse. That tells me, because it's very emotional, it's a very emotional card. It's 9. It doesn't say the number because this symbol here is unfamiliar to me and I have been lazy not doing the check. It could be an ace, but it could be an ace. But this creature is different. It doesn't look like anyone else. This is me on my journey, you know. I don't look like a regular tourist either. And they look at me and I come with my cards and they say gypsy. That's how they know people who read tarot cards. We are all gypsies. So I say, yeah, okay, I'm a gypsy. Whatever you like. So this is some of you who literally you feel uncomfortable. Maybe you already are on a journey, which is not necessarily the journey of life, but on a real journey in a car or whatever. It shows here something that is uncomfortable. It also tells me that some of you gained knowledge about something that you really didn't necessarily want to know. Or you learned something that disappointed you. And I see that, you know, I just want to go home. I just want to be with my family. But this red stone here is a mystery. But it also represents, in many ways, we have the blue pill and we have the red pill. Maybe it's time for this species now to turn things around and take the red pill. Well, when it comes to your career right now, some of you are not willing to move, basically. You're not ready to take in a new beginning, which I see that regarding your job here, it's safe to maybe cut a deal with your neighbor because you know them for a long time, but you won't reach far because your profession is here, your career is here, medium queerly. That's your 10th house. So in your 10th house, I see that some of you are not stretching. Maybe you don't have enough faith in yourself. This thing of not being worthy is just bullshit. All entities on earth have equal worth. No matter what anyone else tells you, this comes directly from source. It's channeled directly from source. No one Nothing have more value than you have. All is equal. If Elon Musk is worthy of doing the things he do and make many people want to be him, trust me, he will tell you, you do not want to be me at all. Never sleeping properly, never relaxing properly. The brain is always going like this. It's like being more natural cocaine, but he's not a happy man. You have to know, beautiful Scorpio, you will always want more, and that's okay. So when you manifest that car, try to remember that car needs care, and that care might cost money and work. So you want to manifest that enough for you to get that car and the care. Manifest the car and the care is what I'm trying to tell you. So yeah, you don't have to be Scorpio in order to I mean, what's this? This is a Scorpio read, yeah, but many of the things I tell you here is directly from source, okay? So, 10 of Wands, again Scorpio, many of you are on the brink. I give up, you know, I give up, I can't do this anymore. And you are around people and you're not, I don't see you comfortable around people. Scorpio, your 12th house is Queen of Swords, and that is Hercules going down and taking the Hydra, lifting it up into the light. And it's the same story. Thor, he loses his hammer or something like that. He has to go down to the Jotunheim, and they're making a prank on him. So they are making the worm, you know, the Ouroboros worm that goes around Earth, Midgardsormen. We have a worm that goes around Midgard, okay, that bites its own tail. We call it the Ouroboros. So they said to Thor, can you lift this cat? So they turned the worm into a cat. And he said, yeah, of course I can lift that little. It's stupid, of course I can lift that cat. No matter how much he lifted it, it would just be very long and stretchy. You know, that was the prank. But the story is everywhere in one shape or another. Hercules, in this case, is a woman. He is going down to the underworld in order to slay the Hydra, because every time you slay the Hydra, a new pop, 3 new heads will pop up. So he lifted up in the light, just like you do the trolls. If you have trolls in your life, if you call them out, if you have a demon in your life, if you have a person in your life that is possessed by a demon, if you look at them and you call them out, who are you and what is it that you want in my life? They will show you who they truly are. I told you one time about that person who basically obliterated my entire camping space where I had to survive with some cats. He just obliterated it because I called him up. I said, sit. I look him in the eye and I say, who are you? What is there? Why are you behaving like you do? I'm not doing anything. Yes, you are. Because sometimes people think they don't do anything because they're just sitting like this. Well, the vibrations you are sending out are extremely cold and they are extremely cynical. We don't have things like that in our vocabulary. But clearly something is wrong with the way you behave. So I look you in the eye. That was all I needed to do for him to, out of the blue, empty the entire space, my living space, taking with him absolutely everything. Things he had given to me as a gift, things that I had given to him, expensive clothes, things I would have made for him by hand. For what reason? I will never know. But when I looked at him one time, his eyes went black. You have to go down, Scorpio, to the underworld and slay that demon. You can't avoid it. But the thing is that people will tell you that the subconsciousness, because we say sub meaning below, right? Is actually up here. So in order for you to get that Hydra, to slay that demon, neither can you use your sword, neither can you go down. You're lowering your vibration when you're sinking down to the ocean, right? So what you have to do is to raise your vibration, and you have to call out that Hydra, and you have to give it light. And what is light? Well, love and light is basically synonymous. Call it out, call them out, call it out, whatever you have inside of you that is, because we constantly have a self-saboteur. That is your dark self. It's the 7th house, in this case, coming out as Leo energy. That could be you, part of you that crave attention because you didn't get enough attention as a child. So subconsciously you do something without being aware of it, which is sabotaging something else, or what other people are doing, because you want the attention. Now, if this is placed in the dark side of you, 7th house is very much showing your dark side. Now here, Leo energies are showing up. If this is your dark side, well, that means that you can have sides to you which are either, I'm not saying you're a full narcissist, but we all have narcissistic traits or sociopathic traits, everything. And they run loose when we click the Dionysian button, and that is when you need to stand tall. If you're standing in a zombie apocalypse, stop panicking. If you see people like me, I've seen people run around throwing water without thinking first. That, oh my God, that dude is maybe on his way to the hospital, he haven't covered his phone. No, it's water war. We can do what the fuck we want. Cold water. Maybe that person have the fever, So in this case, there is darkness in Scorpio. You need to stop and connect. But be careful when you connect with your dark side. Make sure you are sitting in the top of the tree first. Make sure you are sitting in top of the tree first, where the eagle is. This is also here. You will find this symbol. The Eye of Horus is in top of the tree. That's your higher self. To the secret society, it probably have a different name, and many of you will see that it's got reptilian scales around it. Well, in Yggdrasil, it's a hawk, okay? Simply meaning that is guiding your lower self to do the right thing, okay? So in this case, if you have a shadow self, if you are full narcissistic, self-obsessed, selfish, we all have sides that, like me, I talk too much, and I talk too much about me. It have decreased, and it's getting less and less and less about me, because someone said it directly to me, and I thought about it, and I said, yeah, it's very true, because Mercury is one of my dominant planets. And I also have a strong 5th house. And nobody wanted to listen to me when I was a child. Right? It's not an excuse, but it's a chance for you to do something about it. That the things I have been through is not necessarily worse than the thing you have been through. So when you call out your dark side, make sure that you call it out from the top of the tree and tell the snake to come, and don't kill it. That's what they want you to do, to kill it, because killing is low vibrational act. It is destroying something that is alive, unless you are, it's a self-defense, and it's like it's a reflex. It's a reflex, okay? But you have to defend your life, you have to defend a child, right? But if you kill something just because I have the right to kill it because it's a snake, snakes are bad, snakes are evil. No, they are snakes. I don't like spiders. Many spiders have died because of me. I never kill spiders today, but if I ask someone, can you help me with that spider? Very often they would, instead of carry the spider out, they will kill it. And I said, don't do that, please don't do that. So that is our dark side. I'm going to pull. I wanted to use the new cards, but the music is driving me crazy. The heat is driving me crazy, and I need a drink. And so hopefully I can come back on later. I also need to start packing for that awesome trip I'm going on. But we're going to pull some oracle cards, all right? So the crow will have to do for now. They have plenty of beautiful things to come with. So as you can see here, observation. It's observing the spider, and it is it's probably 1 billion times smarter than the spider. So the spider is very clever, but the raven is more clever. So at some point it's observing the spider and learning about its habit, it's learning about it's actually collecting knowledge. It's learning about how does it do that? Is that something I can do? And in next evolution, birds, they are so incredibly intelligent. You wouldn't believe me if I said so. They are incredibly intelligent. So instead of, if you're close in an elevator, instead of panicking, although it's Resident Evil, instead of panicking, stay calm and observe what other people are doing. And when you know that 90% of the population are utterly crazy, then you know that you have a choice to be one of the craziness, part of the craziness, part of the panic, or be that one person who are observing. Fear. So this bird, he shows that, this is a scarecrow. He's very nonchalant about it. So what this card basically tells you, that most of the things we fear is harmless to us. Most of the things we fear, things that maybe, possibly can happen. Things that maybe can happen. The raven knows more than we do. Oh, maybe it is a real man. He is that. No, it's not a real man. So, but yeah, what can happen, and if it happens, so what? Like, I have to accept. I have no longer a computer. I should scream. It should be the end of the world. I'm still sitting here. I've got more stuff now than I had when I came, which is very bad, by the way. Okay, so displacement. Some of you are basically here you see the Dionysian energy that I don't like. Ravens and crows are scavengers, which is a trait to them I'm not a fan of. However, there is a positive side to scavengers, and that is basically reuse. There are many people who have enough money, but they are basically living off things that are thrown in the garbage, which are still usable. They're not picking up a diaper full of shit. It's not what they pick up, but I've seen for myself where I used to work, they are throwing new clothes, dolls we have in the window. They don't want the neighbor shop to take them. Instead, we destroy it, create more garbage on the planet. So being a scavenger, displacement, it is about displacement. Clearly, maybe some of you are in a place you don't feel you belong right now, okay? And you don't feel that you get to do what you want to do. So basically, what it says here is raise above it, walk away. Even if you have to walk for 2 years, start walking. So that is the message of the day. If you have one here, yeah, this one is excited because something is about to happen. So he's really excited. So you need to know that there are still a lot of things in your life, because you are eternal, that are waiting for you, that the universe have for you. So when you align yourself with the positive, with the force, just call it the force. Let's go all sci-fi geek here, but it is the force. Okay. As long as you align yourself, you need to know that 99% of everything you want in life is already manifested for you. Okay. It is that much universe love you. So you can already start looking forward. My father, he have said one wise sentence in his entire life, and he said, to looking forward to something is also a pleasure. So even if it's Christmas later this year, your birthday, or when you will get that house, because you know you will get that house if you truly want that house or that car or whatever. If it's a new lover, oh how nice it would be with a new lover. You have the power to manifest all of those things. But if you don't believe it, and if you have anxiety and many negative emotions, you will get a mixed result. Everything negative that happens in your life, it is your own negativity reflected in a mirror. If you look in the mirror and you smile to that mirror, the reflection is forced to smile back. It will not do this, rah! It will smile. It will do exactly what you do. This is the world you live in. And so I showed you 6th house, her own reflection. Well, her own reflection is showing you, is showing us, is showing her who she is. Okay? He's showing the truth of who she is. So narcissism is one guy falling in love with his own mirror image. So narcissism alone, falling in love with yourself, is a positive thing. The moment everything is about you and you don't feel guilt, you don't care about how others, the fact that other people are a part of your symbiotic identity, we are one organism. The moment you don't care about other people's feeling, you don't want to help anyone, everything is all about you. Your goals are all about what you can achieve. I can tell you as much that my goals are a little bit mixed. I have a dream about flying over the lakes and see the mountains, you know. But the basic thing I'm doing here on earth now is to create a nest for my daughter, my own child. I brought her into this world. So when I work, even with tarot card, One, I find my highest passion. What is it that I love to do the most? Well, I love to look at pictures. I love telling stories. Tarot cards are perfect with this. I also love to help people with the knowledge that I have gained. I also love talking clearly, right? So when I follow this prescription, so to speak, it will take time before I succeed. Little by little by little by little, my ability to see within a picture, also with 7 years with artwork where we have to analysis pictures, artwork through times, it's of course helpful. I can tell you how he made the picture. I can tell you what's inside the picture. I can tell you what these things symbolizes and how they can help you moving further on. Now I can bring all this, what I do for you here, and what you give to me in return is a nest. I'm like that raven. I'm creating a nest for my daughter, because if she's just a little bit like me, she won't love necessarily school as much. She might need a job because she's brainwashed into thinking that you need a job. Most people don't think about the fact you can become your own boss. We always complicate things, thinking that it's so complicated to be our own boss. No, it's not. It's worse to have a boss. Trust me. They everything from they grab your boobs if you're a woman to harass you. I've had all the worst bosses. I'm sure there are worse bosses than I've had too. Serial killers, all sorts of types. But the bosses I had in my life, very few of them were kind to me. As I thought, why am I working for someone when I can do the exact same thing? I can rent a hall and say we have Zumba class here. This much what it costs. Afterwards, teach you martial art. Afterwards, we are going to training to. I'll teach you how to paint dragons or draw cartoons. I also made money on being a holistic therapist. So this goes for all of you, either you're a Scorpio or non-Scorpio. You don't need a boss to make money. You don't need a boss. You are the boss. Your higher self, you take orders from your higher self, and the higher self wants to talk to you. It wants to tell me, Molly, don't pick up those tarot cards. Molly, don't buy that sugary drink, right? So the more we listen and the more we can emerge with ourselves, the more you can trust who you are and trust that all of you are born with a gift that is, you are supposed to share it with humanity, and you have the right to feed, eat, to get a house, shelter for that gift that you share with humanity. Build your own nest for you, yourself, your children, and everyone you love. Hopefully you will reach that level one day where you will be in love with absolutely everything that God and the goddess have created in this universe. I love you all so much. Namaste. Catch you on the flip side. Thank you so much everyone for being here and keeping up with all my chatter.